Hello everyone, if you've watched the last video I published you may know that Dafuk gave out some hints of episode 70 on his shop, but today, Dafuk even shared a leak of episode 70 part 1, and this leak looks really crazy. Even though it's been almost 14 days since episode 69 was completed, episode 70 looks fire in itself, but right after dropping the leaks, he also gave out hints on his shop, and now I think he'll do that with every episode. And we also have a really cool fan animation that was released yesterday, and this was crazy. So we're also going to give that a look, but what does the hints that we've got really mean? And what are the messages that Dafuk hid in them? By the way, the fan animation that was released was really crazy, and it really did show the possible plot of episode 70 part 1. Anyways, let's go. So Dafuk doesn't usually does this, but after episode 70 being delayed for a long while, and this episode's gap from episode 69 part 2 being the longest in the series, Dafuk is dropping hints on his shop about the episode, and now I think he'll do this with every other episode, although the episodes will come out faster after episode 70 completes itself. And it looks like we're going back to the 3 to 5 day schedule, but he added 2 hints this time, and these were really crazy, but we'll get to both of those hints after we look at the leak that he shared and the fan animation that was released. So let's get right into it. So in the leaked frame that Dafuk has shared, we see a cameraman, and this guy has a flamethrower. Now this doesn't look like one of the guys from the reinforcements that arrived, because no one had a flamethrower, although this flamethrower doesn't releases fire, but instead it produces some blue fire, and this looks like the same energy from Titan Cameraman's hammer, although there's also a guy who is behind this blood, and looks like these cameramen are clearing the toilets in the bunker. But now, let's get right onto the hints that we've got and the fan animation that was shared. The fan animation starts, and we see that the reinforcements that arrived outside have got inside the bunker, and this place looks kinda crazy. Now in the first 30 seconds of this fan animation, we are introduced to all the correctors, and we can also see that all the normal agents now have jetpacks, and the POV cameraman looks the same guy. That was in episode 69 part 2 because of the gun he has in his hand, and also a TV man teleports. And this guy has speakers instead of the extra TV screens. But the real stuff happens after this, because here we see some cameraman using a device, and this creates some lighting in the security mechanism of the door, and the door opens up, and this looks very interesting, but still, it's not as interesting as the hints that we got from Dafuk today, because these really are something else. So let's get right onto those hints. First off, the hints that Dafuk shared have a very deep meaning. So watch the video till the end, so as not to miss any detail. So in the very first frame that he shared, we see Plunger Cameraman, and we see that he has thrown his plunger onto a toilet, and the toilet here is a little bit broken. If you look closely now, this again hints that Plunger Cameraman might be the main character from the Alliance side, because of how brave and strong he is, although it looks like that we might see Plunger Cameraman in the next episode, because of how this hint shows, or this might have a completely different meaning, like that he'll be the one to finish of the toilets, and maybe he'll play an important role kicking the shit out of them anyways. The next hint that Dafuk shared is even more interesting, and you have to look at it very carefully to decode the real meaning behind it, because of the complexity that Dafuk added, but still I got it just for you. So, the second is just kinda crazy, and in this frame we see Titan Speaker Man holding a toilet, and this blood has laser eyes. Now Titan Cameraman is most likely ready to kick the shit out of this guy, but this might mean that the Speaker Man Titan is going into deep hibernation mode, and it looks like he might get some proper upgrades this time,